The sins never die. Can't watch the blood on her hands. Let the world fill us all.
What's up everyone, Darcblade here with another tactical guidance operation video for Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. In this episode I'm going to be going over how to achieve an S rank on Mission 12 or Episode 12, Hellbound. Now this mission is a bit more of a straightforward mission. There's no real gimmicky tricks in this mission, it has to be done with your skill alone. However, I will still try to show you how easily and quickly you can complete this mission and still get an S rank. This mission has two main mandatory mission objectives. The first is to make contact with Dr. Emmerich, and the second is to extract Dr. Emmerich. With that being said as well, I'm going to be tackling this mission with trying to get the perfect stealth no kills bonus. However, I won't be going for the no trace bonus on this mission objective as it takes too long. Sometimes it's just quicker and easier to take out an opponent with non-lethal weaponry rather than wait for them to patrol and move to a certain area before moving and sneaking past them. And as it stands, this mission already takes a fair amount of time to complete and there's a lot of room for error. So I want to get it done with minimal hassle. For my buddy, I have also brought along D-Dog, simply because he can mark enemies for me without me having to actually waste time looking down the binoculars and marking them manually. However, I will be demonstrating a tactic here where I will switch buddies on the fly and summon in a new one. Now we start this mission in the base towards the east of the Afghanistan map. This base is heavily fortified. There's also a chopper patrolling the area, so be careful. If this spots you, it can make the mission a lot harder. So just keep tabs on its location. However, if you follow the route I take in this video, you should come across minimal resistance. Again, you could sneak past these guards if you really wanted to, but I found it easier and safer, as I didn't want them sneaking up behind me, to take them out. Anyway, we are now going to be summoning in D-Horse. Make sure you summon him a little distance away from the base, just in case a patrolling guard sees you. Also, summoning is not instantaneous, so D-Horse will take a little bit of time to arrive. Now we're going to take this time to mark off the enemy patrols and encampments on the way to the base where Emmerich is being held. We need to avoid these areas, not only because it will slow us down, but again, we don't want to be caught. D-Horse is the best option to sneak past enemy encampments. You can use a vehicle if you really wanted to. A vehicle may be faster, but when it comes to avoiding enemy contact on the road, D-Horse is the best option. Now as you're traveling this area, you have to be careful. There are multiple patrols on the road. So if you're playing this mission through for the first time, or it's your first time going for an S rank, if your intel team says they've spotted an enemy location, just check the map just in case they're ahead of you. If they are, simply get off the road and hide behind the rocks. Now, as we travel the long way to the base where Emmerich is kept, I'm going to go over the additional objectives for this mission. There are 4. The first is to extract the 3 walker gears from the central base camp. That's the base where Emmerich is being kept. This is simple enough if you have time. Simply take out the enemy guard who's using the walker gear and extract it with your Fulton recovery. You just have to make sure that your Fulton recovery is upgraded to the point where it says cargo 2. Going for the walker gears is a little bit easier if you're going for a non-stealth run, or when you're not going for your S rank. The second additional objective is to extract Dr. Emmerich without him taking damage. I will be demonstrating how to do this during this mission playthrough. Next is to secure the glamour model vertical poster from the central base camp. Now, I could have done this during this playthrough of this mission. For some reason I didn't do it, so I'll point it out where the model poster is when I get to it. And the last additional objective is to secure the blueprints at the central base camp, again the base where Dr. Emmerich is being held. These are found towards the east area of the base. If you want the exact location, the easiest way to find these blueprints is to interrogate a guard. Just go up to a guard, CQC him, and question him to where they are. You may have to interrogate a few guards, but eventually one will reveal its location. Now I probably should have mentioned this at the start of the video, but my equipment for this I've been using is I'm going to be relying on the tranquilizer pistol. As you can see from the video, I've got quite a high level one, but a basic one will be fine on this mission. I've also brought with me a tranquilizer sniper rifle. You don't have to rely on this if you don't want to, but I will normally bring this type of weapon with me on most stealth based missions. Now, we're going to re-summon in D-Dog. This is to make things easier once we get into the base. Again, like I already mentioned, it's just quicker for D-Dog to mark enemies on the map rather than me have to manually do it. It just saves a lot of time. Again, the helicopter is patrolling this base, so just keep tabs on it, make sure it doesn't sneak up behind you. Now the route I'm going to take through to this base is what I found was the easiest and had the least amount of guards on. You can even sprint through most of this area without attracting too much attention. Again though, if you do come across anyone in your path, simply take them out with a tranquilizer weapon. It is quicker than waiting for them to move out of the way naturally. Now just simply follow the route around these areas you see me doing here, across the hangars. You have to be careful, some of these hangars do have snipers on the roof. So around the hangars you see me marking here, there will be snipers on the roof who potentially can see you. Also, the first area I marked on the map is where the glamour model poster is. So don't forget to grab that when you reach that area. Now sometimes you may come across enemies with helmets on. These are quite frustrated when it comes to players who like to use tranquilizer weaponry. However, as long as they're not wearing body armor, just simply shoot them in the leg or arm and eventually they will go to sleep. You don't have to use a tranquilizer sniper rifle, I just found it the easiest option for this situation. Now as you can see where I'm looking here is where a sniper on the roof will normally be. He doesn't appear to be looking in my direction at the moment, so I'm able to simply continue on my way. Now going back to that glamour model poster, it's actually in this building I'm about to go in here. It's actually to the right and I can't believe I didn't stop and pick it up and demonstrate how to get it. But anyway, I did almost get spotted there, but luckily I was moving slow enough and in a crouched position that they didn't get alerted to my presence straight away. The guard who noticed will probably investigate the area I was in, but there shouldn't be any hindrance to our progress. Now there's only really 2 more guards we have to really worry about before reaching Dr. Emmerich, and that is the 2 guards towards the area marked with a K. These guys stand on guard outside Dr. Emmerich's laboratory. There is also a walker gear you have to keep an eye on in this area. This walker gear patrols back and forward and would easily be able to spot you, or if you take out the guards in front of Dr. Emmerich's laboratory. Now this is a case of being patient. All you have to do here is just wait until the walker gear turns around and starts patrolling back the other way. This will give you ample time to take out the 2 guards in front of the door. I find that this is where the non-lethal sniper rifle comes in very handy. Now while we wait for the walker gear to bugger off, I just want to mention that I am replaying this mission. This isn't a first time playthrough of this mission. The first time I played this mission I did want to enjoy the story. And I would advise most players to play missions through at their own pace and in their own style, just to enjoy it more. These guides are really for those who want to get that S rank. Some players may find the way I play a little bit boring or dull, but like I said, I'm just showing the easiest and quickest way to achieve an S rank on these missions. Anyway, the 2 guards are now taken care of, and we should have free reign to get into Dr. Emmerich's laboratory. Now this is a story heavy mission, and thus there are cutscenes, so don't forget to skip them. Press the options button and click skip. Cutscenes do count towards your total mission time, so skip all that you come across. Anyway, once you've skipped the cutscenes, part 2 of this mission begins. Now you have to extract Dr. Emmerich. Now you can, if you want, grab the walker gear and simply go guns a-blazing to get out. But it's far more safer and far more stealthier to ignore the walker gear and just retrace your footsteps back out of the base. In some ways, this mission could be divided up into 3 parts. The first part is actually infiltrating the base. The second is to get Dr. Emmerich out. And there is a third part, but I will go over that once the time comes. The third part is also a little bit of a spoiler as well. So if you haven't played Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain and want to enjoy it for the first time, then I would advise maybe coming back to this video when you want to go for the S rank. Now this bit was a little bit rusty, shall I say. My aim was off again. I could have done this a lot better. But as this is a very long mission with a lot of time to mess up in, I just wanted to push on and get out and complete the mission ASAP. Now as you can see, I am pointing at the one sniper who could cause problems if I started sprinting about. I do try to take him out, but unfortunately I should have put Dr. Emmerich down and done it with a sniper rifle instead of trying to use my pistol. Also, the guards I took out near Dr. Emmerich's laboratory, the Walker Gear Patrol has probably located them. As a result, he'll call CP, and the enemy soldiers in this area will go onto a higher alert status. This means that enemies will patrol faster and be more alert. This, however, does not mean you've been spotted. You can still progress and still get the perfect stealth no kills bonus, even if an enemy is on alert status. As long as they haven't actively spotted you, you're okay. Now again, just retrace your steps as best as you can. Okay, I didn't take the exact route I took in, but it's still going over to the same area. The red triangle you see in front of me here is the guard I marked when I first entered the base. He has started to move thanks to the enemy being on a higher alert status. Now also for this next bit you need to call in D-Horse. Also make sure to call him in a little bit away from your position. You don't want him dropping in on enemies. This is mainly because we're going to need him for part 3 of this mission. As you also may be able to hear, the helicopter Pequod is already in the air waiting for our extraction. He is also being shot at by enemy guards, so if you're too slow, eventually he will crash and burn. But anyway, as we're approaching the location, approach it from the cliff sides. This is to avoid enemies' attention. You can still be spotted as you go for the helicopter pickup. But anyway, once you see it safe, make your way to the landing zone. As you can see, the helicopter was about to burn up and explode. Luckily, I made it in time. Now part 3 begins. Again, don't forget to skip any cutscene that appears. Now the first time I played part 3, it was quite a scary scene. Basically, you're up against Metal Gear Sahelanthropus. This towering beast is searching for you and Dr. Emmerich. So, once this sequence begins, simply sprint through his legs and head over to the rocks you see me doing in this video. Once you're in the rocky area, you need to call in D-Horse ASAP. You need to get onto the back of D-Horse and start sprinting, because Sahelanthropus will try to chase you down. Using the rocks will break your line of sight with him, and by running through his legs at the start means that you'll have a better chance of avoiding his line of sight, as he hasn't actively spotted you. Once you're on the back of D-Horse with Emmerich, it's time to sprint for the landing zone. Now there are 2 landing zones to this area. There's the default one, but I advise skipping this and making for the second one. However, you do need to call in this second one. So once you've made it to a safe-ish distance, go to your iDroid and resummon another helicopter. It shouldn't take Pequod too long to get to this second location, so don't worry about it not being there when you arrive. I advise running around the rocky areas still, just to break line of sight with Sahelanthropus once he starts searching for you. You can, if you want, take an enemy vehicle to do this bit, but I found it a lot easier with D-Horse. Another tactic for this section would be to simply drop Dr. Emmerich, lead Sahelanthropus away from Dr. Emmerich, then break your line of sight with him and retrace your steps back to the doctor and then the extraction. You need to be careful. These rockets it's firing out will search for you if Sahelanthropus loses line of sight with you. This section can be quite terrifying. I remember the first time I played it, it was quite exhilarating. It really did feel like this giant monster was searching for you. Now you may think you're out of the woods, but you're not, so make sure to get a hold of the weapon on the side of the helicopter. This is because Sahelanthropus will attack the chopper. It will fire these missiles towards you, so make sure you shoot them out of the air before they reach the helicopter. As you can see, my aim was really off during this mission. But anyway, once all the missiles are dead and destroyed, Sahelanthropus will make one attempt to bring down the chopper by jumping at you. Just make sure you keep shooting at the Metal Gear until it explodes, after which it will fall to the ground and you will be able to make your escape safely. Now, as you can see, this mission was a heavy story-based mission. Also, like I said at the beginning, there was no real gimmicky way of completing it quickly. It really does rely on your skills as well as gear and equipment in order to achieve your victory. But overall, I did enjoy the mission, and I really enjoyed the section with Metal Gear Sahelanthropus. So there we have it. If you've done what I did in the video, followed the same routes, you should have a okay-ish time, as well as the perfect stealth no kills bonus, allowing you to achieve that S rank. So anyway, I hope this video helps, and until next time, I've been Darcblade, bringing you a tactical guidance operation video for how to achieve an S rank on Mission 12, Hellbound, in Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. Hope you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching, subscribe and like for more.